Hey everybody, I am David, and today we are going to be talking about Arrow Season 6, Episode 12, All for Nothing. And this was a really good episode tonight, I think, or at least I was really satisfied with it. I'm curious to know what everybody else is thinking about this one. Let's get right into it. We start off the episode with Oliver and company working with Argus. And, well, that kind of backfires on him because some of the Argus members are killed while they're underwater. That kind of sucks. I was hoping to see Lila since Argus was kind of involved, but nope, no Lila in this episode. I guess the actress is off doing something else or something. Who knows? So we start off with that, and we really get into the meat of the episode with Dinah and Vigilante, because we get a flashback from them. And it's been a while since we got a flashback, actually. I was thinking about that during this episode, that, oh, wow, we haven't had a flashback since the premiere episode this season. Because this season hasn't been using flashbacks very often, and it made me realize how much I kind of missed it. Now, that's not to say I want flashbacks back on a regular basis. I think flashbacks should only be on the show when they're needed. In this episode, it was needed. It was nice seeing how Dinah and Vigilante were partners in the beginning, and we saw them at Central City Police Station, and Singh got a little nice cameo in the episode because continuity. Captain Singh was the captain 5 years ago, or at least as far as we know. Well, now we do know. Okay, so Captain Singh was the captain 5 years ago, a little bit before the particle accelerator blew up in Central City. So it's kind of cool. We got like that little cool connection with Flash going on in this episode because that's where they started. And it showed them like on one of their first missions, I guess, and how it was eventually leading up to that point where we saw when we were first introduced to Dinah how her and Vigilante were both tied up, and he was shot while the particle accelerator goes off, and how they both got their powers, and how it kind of matched how Vigilante's end came, which I wasn't expecting, but it did kind of cross my mind. Are they going to kill off Vigilante? Because I did find it interesting that they were focusing very heavily on both of them and showing how they both started off as police officers, or at least how they were both partnered up together. And I found the flashbacks interesting. I really enjoyed the flashbacks in this one, and how that all led up to where we eventually see them with Vigilante being killed by Laurel. And yeah, I was kind of surprised, but I kind of wasn't, because it like I said, it did cross my mind earlier on in the episode. When it happened in an interesting way, because while it was Laurel that killed him, Laurel was going through her own journey in this episode at the same time. It's interesting how some of the storylines, they eventually crossed paths and came together by the end of it. Laurel has been following Quentin, from what we learned from Quentin early on in the episode, and Quentin decides to confront her and try to reason with her, try to show her pictures of the Laurel that he knew and the life that she could have if she decides to cross over. This is definitely starting to be her redemption arc, as we can clearly see. Because even when she killed Vigilante, you could see the look of like regret on her face, that she was conflicted if she should have done that or not. And so that's going to be, I think, it's going to be interesting. Because by the time she kills Vigilante. Clearly, Dinah now is going down a darker path. She wants to kill Laurel. She wants to kill Laurel Lance. This is going to be a full-out Black Canary versus Black Canary showdown. And I can see them switching now. I can see Laurel turning good and Dinah turning bad. And they both swap places. It would be interesting if they did do that, because how else? You can't have two Black Canaries. I mean, I guess we kind of did once at one point. When Sarah was brought back to life, we kind of had that episode with two Black Canaries going on at the same time. But I don't think as a regular basis you can have two Black Canaries. I think one person has to take up that mantle. And yeah, I can totally see now Dinah, this new Black Canary, maybe crossing the line too much, because it seemed her eyes were darkened a little bit. It was like she was drunk. She was drinking all night, and that's it. She's had enough. She's gonna go terrorize shit. Now, mind you, she is going out killing bad guys, and Oliver kills once in a while too. Although I don't think we've seen him kill in a while. Oh no, wait, yeah, he put an arrow in someone, and Felicity had to cover William's eyes. But so Oliver kills once in a while, so he shouldn't. That's probably why he's not going to be too hard on her. That's probably why we didn't have him say anything to Dinah after that. The episode just ends like that. So yeah, I mean, all those storylines that were going on, I really enjoyed, and I think Quentin's going to try to reason with Dinah to not kill Laurel. That he thinks he can reason with her, because I believe Quentin now. Like, I actually do think this Laurel can be redeemed, because there was a spark in her that we saw as well, and it's not like, if you guys go watch Star Wars The Last Jedi, spoiler alert, Kylo Ren does some really bad shit in this episode, where I feel by that point in that film, Kylo Ren is irredeemable. I can't see him turning to the good side. Laurel, yeah, she did some bad shit in this episode, but you can see because Katie Cassidy is a great actress, and I think she really showed that emotional turmoil that was inside of her, that she was conflicted with this. So that's why I do think there is something they could do that can convince us that maybe this Laurel shouldn't die. This Black Siren should live and jump over to this team. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, because I've been someone that's been rooting for Black Siren to get redeemed ever since she was introduced in The Flash season, at the end of season 2, after Laurel, the Laurel we used to know, died. Was there anything else in this episode? The team dynamic, the two teams, I thought were fine. It kind of did annoy me a little bit when they were thinking of working together, but then they kind of, no, forget it. This isn't gonna work. Maybe it is going to work now. Now that Dinah's gonna go all loose, maybe even her teammates might say, "Whoa, Dinah! Like, come on! Now you're getting out of control. I thought we were a team." And then that's when Renee and Curtis are going to think, you know what? Maybe we better go back to the other team. And I think Oliver and the other two will finally treat them as equals. I don't know how that whole team. This whole episode put an all new, interesting dynamic, especially at the end when they did get something out of all of this. When they thought everything was for nothing, which is what the title is called, All for Nothing. Oliver finds out, no, this was for something, because what they got out of it was that Caden James, what he saw, this video footage of Oliver killing his son, was actually a fabricated video. Now the question remains, who fabricated the video? That's the interesting thing. I am very curious to come out to find out who did this. I have no guesses at all. If I were to guess, I'm gonna go all out there. I'm gonna guess that it was. Some people might think that's dumb, but whatever. Maybe it was Vigilante. He did this before he was killed. He fabricated this video because he needed Oliver out of the way, and so he sent the video to Kate and James, and that's how he just wanted them to kill each other or whatever. I don't know. See, it's already dumb. It sounds dumb, I know, but hey, at least I tried. Maybe I'll think about it a little bit more on who could have done it. I mean, it could have been the Russian guy for all we know. Maybe the Russian guy, Bratva, what's his name? Antonelli. Maybe he made the video and sent it to Kate and James and said, hey, look, Grinero, he killed your son. I don't know. It could be anything, really. Comment below, guys, and you tell me your theories on who you think is really behind this. Who is the real mastermind behind all of this? Imagine it turns out to be Slade Wilson. Who knows? That would be an interesting twist. But unfortunately, Deathstroke is not allowed back on Arrow for the time being because of some movie rights. I don't know. I think it's dumb. So, yeah, this was a really good episode. I really like it, especially the last couple of minutes really solidified it as a really good episode. Really definitely gave us a lot to think about and what's to come. So I'm looking forward to next week. It's going to be great. So guys, comment below. Like I said, tell me your thoughts on this episode, your theories, anything. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, take care.